Hey y'all, Tom, ND3N here. Thanks for dropping by my shack for a ham shack chat. First things first, I picked up a new addition to the shack. Can you guess what it is? Well done, you got it on the first try. You see, I needed a new headset for use in my mobile rig, and it had to be a single-sided headset because I intend to use it while I'm driving. Those who maintain the peace on our roads,
you mean the police,
have this silly little rule that you're not allowed to have both ears covered while operating a motor vehicle. Yes, there are a few exceptions, but none of those applied to me. After doing my due diligence and shopping around and comparing a few different choices, I ended up selecting the Heil Micro single-sided headset. As always, any questions, concerns, corrections, or just say general remarks about the weather at your home QTH can be left down in the comments. I don't really do unboxing videos, so this is the box it came in, but we don't need it, so it's gone. Inside the box, there was a little sheet of paper, gives you a little information on the difference between the dynamic, which is the HC6 element, which is in here, and the IC electret element, which is used for ICOM radios. I'm not using an ICOM radio in my car. I'm using the FT891, which is a beautiful little mobile rig, but the audio, especially when you're driving and you got the road sounds and stuff like that, for demonstration purposes, I'm using my FT991 right here. It uses all the same stuff. Also in the box is a little sticker they give you. And I don't do stickers, but if I ever have a reason, I've got it, I'll stick it on. Now, a nice thing about the Heil headsets, all of the Heil headsets, and I have several, they are all modular, meaning that they come with these adapters. This one, and they're all color-coded, is for most Yaesu rigs, and in this case, it's got the modular connection on here. So we'll just go ahead and unplug the microphone from here and plug this in here.
Easy peasy.
The other end of this cable terminates in two 1/8 connectors. This gray one is a tip sleeve, and that is the output from your microphone. The black one, which is a tip ring sleeve, is the input to your headsets. We'll plug this black one into the phone's jack, and we plug the microphone one into the 1/8 port on the adapter. And now we got this big honker.
Honkers? I don't know this word.
That's for your push to talk. This is a 1/4 inch, and there are a couple variations on the push to talk. First off, you got the handheld push to talk. This is what I will be using in my car. It is also what I use in my shack when I'm using my other headset. I use this for my standard rag chew mode. When I'm doing a contest, I don't do very many voice contests, but when I do, there's a foot pedal that you can get. On the handheld, this fits in there, or on the foot pedal, it fits in there. But here's a little trick for you. If you want to use both, pick yourself up one of these. You can find them on Amazon. It's 1/4 inch tip sleeve, and you can plug your foot pedal in and your hand adapter in. Make sure they're well seated, and both of those can plug into there. And if you look up here at the rig, you'll see when I push, you see I'm keying the radio, and I'm keying the radio. Now, a little bit more about the adapters. Any Heil headset will fit with pretty much any rig, provided you have the right adapter.
so that's super convenient.
This red one is the circular connection for my Kenwoods. This blue one is a special, and I'm going to tell you why it's special here in a second. It's special for the ICOM. ICOMs have the different elements. They have the IC electret elements. What that does, my understanding is at least, it provides a bias current to the element to help generate your voice back. Okay, I'll leave the electronics engineers to tell me if I'm wrong or explain it more. Now, for years, I was told that in order to make the HC6 headsets work on an ICOM rig, on certain ICOM rigs, most of the modern ones, you had to get a IC headset. Well, that's not exactly true, and I verified this actually with one of the engineers at Heil. This headset has a blocking capacitor inside of it. That prevents the bias voltage from going into your element. The negative side of things, and it's not really that much of a negative, is that you have to turn your microphone input up.
This one goes to 11.
As I mentioned before, I've used Heil headsets for many years, actually several decades, and really appreciate their sound, both on the transmit and receive sides. And that was the main reason why I picked up this set. They are really comfortable. You can wear them for hours and hours and not like get a hole in the top of your head. And I have worn them for several hours and no head squeeze, no feeling like there's a heavy weight sitting on top. Now, one thing that you may have heard me mention before, but there's a proper way to talk into a microphone, and that is to talk over the microphone in a normal tone of voice. Keeping your voice normal prevents overdriving the output, and speaking over the mic prevents the sibilant hisses and pops that you can hear occasionally. It also keeps you from having to wash the spittle off your microphone, and that has to be a good thing.
Don't spit at me!
You can have the best microphone or headset in the world. You can spend thousands of dollars on it, but if you don't have your rig set up right, you're not going to get a good sound out. Fortunately, Heil has given us some resources. So right here on this page, you can see that we've got resources and DSP settings, and I'll put a direct link to this down in the video description. Since I'm working with the Yaesu 991, I'm going to click on Yaesu, and it starts off with a pretty good description of what a parametric equalizer is. And before I get into this specifically for the 991, I just want to say that everything here is designed to get you in the ballpark. Everybody's voice is different, so you'll probably have to vary from this to get your perfect sound. And the best way to do that is when you're talking to somebody, ask them to give you an honest review. Everybody wants you to have a good signal, and they'll give you an honest review. They might tell you your highs are too high or your lows are too low, and you can go in and make those adjustments for yourself to get yourself the perfect sound for your voice. Now we're going to scroll down, and you'll see as I scroll there are a whole bunch of different rigs that they're pulling up. And way down here at the bottom is the Yaesu FT991A. It tells you start by setting your TX bandwidth, 400 to 2600 Hertz for DX and contest work, and for everyday conversations, 100 to 2900 Hertz. It then goes through different menus, and these are menu items number 119 through 127, where it tells you how to set your frequency, your level, and your bandwidth for each of the 3 parametric equalizers that are in the FT991. Again, this is your starting point. You're going to want to tweak it beyond that, and don't be afraid to ask somebody to give you an honest review. So we're ready for the final installation in the car. I'm going to take my adapter, plug it in. Now we'll connect our gray pin into the microphone. We'll connect our audio right here into the headsets and connect our push-to-talk into the 1/4 inch. Now you might notice I took care of all the extra cord here by just wrapping it with a Velcro strap. So we'll just wrap this up here. In summary, I've been a fan of Heil headsets and microphones for decades. That said, I've tried to put aside any personal feelings that I have about these headsets and give you an honest opinion. That opinion, despite my previous statement, is that Heil headsets are amongst the best available on the market today. And when you consider their cost, which this one was right around 80 bucks, their ability to be used on multiple rigs, their comfort, the resources available on their website and via email, how about the background of history for the company itself? Well, they quickly rise to the top of the list of headsets that you should consider. Now, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Please share
Sharing is fun.
this video and others of mine with your friends, compatriots, and cohorts in the ham radio community, especially on social media. I would also like to ask you to please consider subscribing to this channel. 73 until the next Hey Y'all. As always, I'm at your service and hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed putting it together for you. I'm Tom, ND3N, and I am out.
That was interesting.